Elijah.
You know what? You are absolutely right, Ben. We are focused on the task here at hand. This is a huge match. Elijah himself is a big unit in his own right. This is meaty men slapping meat right here. Elijah, Brian Cage straight away. Elijah was so rudely interrupted by Brian Cage, is going to respond in kind. This is going to be a slobber knocker of an affair.
Careful, that's trademark.
You're right. Slapper knocker.
A slobber wacky.
Elijah, fresh out on the indie scene over the last year, has been paving his way, paving the road to greatness. Once again, this is his first time here on the World Series Wrestling Tour, and he's being greeted with a 10 clothesline salute from Brian Cage. Brian Cage is a veteran of World Series Wrestling. As long as I've been here, Brian Cage has been here and then some. Looking to establish himself once again. He's not here with Flip Gordon, but the man is a certified beast as a singles competitor in his own right.
He's a beast. He's going to be howling after that one. My goodness.
Elijah now hanging Brian Cage on the ropes here. Slammed down neck first onto the apron. Elijah taking his time. And again, Brian Cage trying to get himself out of harm's way and just really fell into another guillotine.
I mean, Elijah's really taking this interruption personally, and, you know, I kind of agree with him. You don't interrupt a man in the middle of a song.
And he's come through with a high knee! Point emphatically made. You can walk with Elijah, but you don't interrupt Elijah. That's the rules.
Again, that's what I always say, Sean. I mean, it's very great that you've been listening to me after all this time. Thank you.
Elijah now slowly, methodically looking to pick apart Brian Cage.
Don't usually see Elijah up top.
All right, see, he's looking to maybe go a little old school. Trepidatiously walking across the ropes here. Needs to be careful how much time he's spending on the ropes here. A bit of showboating from Elijah, but it is enough to bring the big man down.
You say it like it's a surprise. He's a showman. Of course he's going to showboat. It's in his nature.
And yeah, we talked about his loss to Hammerstone last night, but other than that, Elijah has been, oh my good lord! Oh, the tilt-a-whirl hurricanrana. This may be the biggest visit to the area code that we know of straight. Good lord, Brian Cage does things that no man his size should be able to do.
So do we call this a 5,000?
Close enough. Look at that. Just waiting for him to do a springboard hurricanrana at this point. And I was about to say, Elijah otherwise has racked up an impressive lot of victories here. He defeated Caveman Ugg. He defeated Ryan Nemeth. He has so far more wins and losses on his tour. He's looking to make it 3 out of 4 here, which definitely put him in contention later on for another crack at that title.
You can have as many cracks as you want, but you'll never crack the class act that is. Say it with me now. Matt Cardone.
Hammerstone.
Yes. What?
2 count here by Brian Cage, but now is going to continue onto Elijah, very wisely slapping on the rear naked choke there, just trying to ground and pound, stay on Elijah, not give him a moment to take a breath and to get any sort of momentum going. See Elijah fighting his way to his feet here. Well-placed shots for solar plexus and cut to the quick with a hellacious knee from Brian Cage. Looking to will the crowd here at the Adelaide Oval. Coming through. Elijah having him scouted, but again, just the relentless force of Brian Cage. If you are Elijah, Ben, what do you have to do to take Brian Cage down, and more importantly, to keep him down?
Sean, I'm going to tell you, I have no idea.
Well, Elijah is he's got a game plan in mind. He's going to simply try again and again, looking clothesline, Manhattan drop. Pulling a string of combos together. Big boot to the big man.
Now I'm thinking about this, Sean. I could never in my wildest dreams think that I'm that man. I mean, his veins are bigger than my arms.
That's it. It's hard to quite describe watching it on TV the size of both of these men. Brian Cage and Elijah are huge, absolutely massive.
I mean, Elijah could, I don't know, sing a lullaby and hope he falls asleep.
At this point,
That'd be one way?
anything will do. He has to try something to take down the Hall of Famer, World Series Wrestling Hall of Famer, that is Brian Cage here. Huge headbutt. Oh. The man has forearms bigger than my head. Oh! Case in point. It is scary how quick
I was about to
Brian
say, sorry,
Cage is.
what just happened there? I saw like a blur and then all of a sudden Elijah was on his back. What's going on?
Brian Cage with the iron fist that he has. And now has him scouted. Well, I was going to say, I thought he had him on the outside, but really, oh, we've seen this time and time again. I need you to just take in how impressed. Oh my! About to say you were looking for that stalling suplex. Elijah, just like I did, had it scouted.
Cage had that scouted. Swift kick to the midsection. Winding him up. No!
Speaking of having a scouted snap, German suplex. Up, corkscrew. Two, and not quite, 2.5 there. Not going to put the big man down. I said the big man, they're both big men.
Which big man? Let's have a look at this again.
Just that corkscrew net breaker, beautifully supplanted.
The strength of Elijah to lift a man that massive and be able to manipulate him in mid-air.
Now looking here, Wolverine is not going to go down without a fight here. Big, huge, I mean, potentially a back body dropper. Is it a, ow, oh my God, sit out, Alabama slam. Shoulder up.
I thought that was it. I thought he had it there. But Elijah digging deep and kicking out on the 2.5693. That's the official count we can see up there in the top right-hand corner on our setup here, Sean.
I don't know where Brian Cage now taking a moment, just breathing in the electricity from the crowd, and now you're going to see it again. I'll say it once again, I want you to take in the amount of strength that it requires to pull off this maneuver. From the apron, up and over! Thank God. And again, 2.5, Brian Cage. I mean, take a look at it again.
Yeah, I'm speechless. Look at that. The impact from that height. People don't realize how high off the ring high off the ground that ring actually is. And to lift someone up and over.
Just a dead weight suplex.
Oh!
Looking there for the tornado claw, but it's that big knee that Elijah almost had it. Big driving knee of Elijah, could not get it done.
And the frustration of Elijah's face, you can see it there plain as day. What else does he have to do, Sean? Now it's my turn to ask you. What does Brian Cage, Yes, what does Brian Cage have to do to beat Elijah?
I mean, if you're Brian Cage, really, you need to just dig deep into your arsenal. We can see here that Elijah has had an answer for a lot of the moves that Brian Cage has been throwing out. You need to stay on him, and you need to bring out aspects of your arsenal that you haven't already. Utilize that surprising quickness that the man has to surprise Elijah.
It looks like Elijah's running on empty, but Brian Cage's got that rush of adrenaline.
I'm gonna say, I really don't know if you want to be trading blows with Brian Cage. And now, wait a minute.
Oh, backslide.
Backslide. 1, 2.
What was Elijah going for the ropes there?
Oh my God.
No.
Oh, good God, did you see?
That's it.
His neck just cave in.
And he kicked out. How?
Gonna say, if there's one man who can persevere through a pile driver, it might be Brian Cage. neck muscles for days, back muscles for just muscles for days and nights. Wait a minute.
Oh, Michael Kent, referee, he's been bumped into the ring post and he's down.
I mean, he is down and out. And Elijah.
I don't know what would have the bigger impact, getting hit by the ring post or getting hit by Elijah. Oh, hang on.
It's not the way you want to walk with Elijah. That is. Wait a minute. What's going on out here? And Elijah is searching for something on the outside. Wait a minute.
Well, you said it before, Sean. If you get enough wins, you're in for title contention.
That's
Elijah,
it.
you got to think at the bottom of the list after losing last night. He's got to
no.
find a way to get a win back in the column.
The DQ is on here. Wait, oh my God!
He just killed a man!
Good Lord!
He just killed a man!
What did you say his name was?
Michael Kent.
Well, it's not anymore. There we go with a tornado claw. Michael Kent just R.I.P. Up and over.
Next time it's history. 1, 2, and
There we
history.
go.
Brian Cage perseveres.
F5, F6, F10, whatever you want to call it. Brian Cage capitalizes, and unfortunately, Michael Kent suffered the consequences.
This night has it all. We've seen the indie god himself. We've seen Nick Nemeth. We've seen an absolute barn burner in the opening act. And we saw Elijah kill a man live in front of us. And of course now we are seeing the 10-time veteran, the WSW Hall of Famer Brian Cage stand victorious and perhaps find his way back to world title contention.